If you're a real estate agent or thinking about becoming one, there's probably a few things you realized. First, the business can be absolutely amazing when things are going right. At the same time, it is way harder, way more competitive, with a lot more pressure than most people realize. When people think real estate, initially, people are drawn to it because they feel like it's easy, they feel like there's a lot of freedom, it's a high paying job, and it comes with a lot of success. What no one talks about is the pressure, the competition, and the amount of self-management that is required to actually gain any traction, let alone have a successful career. And in 2026, I would argue it's harder than ever. I've been doing this 15 years. With the amount of information out there and the validity in the market over the past 5 years, now has been one of the hardest times for an agent to grow their business or start up. So I wrote down 3 things to consider. If you're a proven agent and you're reflecting, thinking about where to go next, or if you're someone new getting into it, trying to have those same realizations, I wrote down 3 things to consider. And at the end, I'm going to talk about the third thing is the biggest opportunity. I think despite all the challenges, it creates the biggest opportunity. There always is an opportunity when challenges arise, and real estate is no different. So if this is helpful, give it a quick subscribe. That's one of the ways that I know if this topic is something that resonates with you or not. So the first thing I wrote down, right now in 2026, an agent's knowledge matters more than ever. Here's why. If you look at national headlines, it talks about inventory rising all over the country, prices coming down. However, that's a general topic. Take Connecticut, for example. Many of our towns are still the opposite. We're still seeing lots of multi-offers. The inventory is very low. It hasn't really picked up since COVID. And that's kept prices high, kept it a seller's market. Even within Connecticut, not every town is different. Even within Connecticut, not every subcategory is the same. Meaning, high end in one town might be slow, where the mid-range might still be on fire, right? It's very specific. So the more information you can learn about the markets you work and what's happening, and be able to share and educate your clients on that is a huge separator. And a lot of clients need that because they're just going off those national news articles for their information. Right? They don't study it every day. They're just catching these snapshots, and that becomes their perception. So in 2026, if you're an agent, your knowledge of your market, of your state, of your county matters more than ever. Second thing I wrote down, agents fall into 2 categories. One, they have no work. They don't know what to do. Last year was, according to NAR, it was a record high. 71% of agents in the country did not sell a home. It is impossible for you to get good at anything without experience. I don't care how much knowledge you have. If you can't apply that in the field, you can't be effective at what you do. So that's a startling number. 71% can't even get started, right? That's scary. So that's one category of agents. The second category of agents is they are overworked. They're doing everything themselves. They're running around with buyers, attacking multiple offer situations without a system, trying to do their own marketing on their listings, scheduling showings on their listings, connections with their listings. They're trying to do it all at the same time. This leaves many agents, almost all agents, very, very burnt out with no time for anything else. The solution to this problem is the same. Whether you're in that 71% category or the other 29% that's overworked, it brings me to the third thing I wrote down, which is your systems and your ability to connect with clients are your biggest separator. Here's what I mean. If you're in that 71%, if you can lock in on these 2 things, Now you're going to create a pipeline that's going to give your business momentum and put you in the right place. And if you have those systems, I would almost argue it's easier to be in that 71%. When I was a new agent and I was switching from becoming a teacher, and when I went to my broker's office and I said, I want to change careers, they're like, whoa, you can't just change careers. You have to have a plan. You have to have some systems, that you can rely on that will produce some duplicatable results, right? So one of my biggest benefits was I didn't have any bad habits. I was like, okay, great. Tell me what to do, right? And then I just followed those systems and I put them into place. It was easy because we didn't have any, I didn't have any business coming in, so I didn't have to rearrange things to create the systems. A lot of times it's harder for that agent that's burnt out doing everything themselves to put the systems in because you're so used to everything you've already been doing over the years. But either way, the solution is the same. You need some systems to create time for you to focus on the only task that matters as a real estate agent, which is connecting with people. You connect through conversations, right? All the buzz in real estate is AI this, automate this, create these systems so quote unquote agents don't have to work. That is the wrong type of system. You don't systemize your client communication. That is where you build the trust. That is where you educate and share the knowledge. You systemize everything else so that you can still connect with your clients. What most agents try to do is they want to do all the back end work themselves and systemize the conversations with their clients. Because that's the hard part. It's hard to tell a seller who thinks their home's worth $500 and it's only worth $450. It's hard to have that conversation and educate them on that. It's hard to sell a seller who you've been on the market with for a month and you told them, hey, we can get you that $450,000. Now it's been on the month and it's not selling. It's hard to say, hey, I made a mistake. The market's not responding the way I thought and the way we researched. We have to reduce the price, right? Those are hard conversations. At the same time, that is where the relationship is built. That is where you show your honesty, your integrity, your business systems that not only help with that transaction, but set you up with other transactions and keep people coming back when you're willing to have that hard conversation time and time again. And not all the conversations are hard. Some of them are great, right? You connect with someone and you're vibing and you're on the same page and you have the same perspective. That feels great too. But either way, you never get there if you're trying to just systemize all of your client lead generation communication, right? And I get into this way deeper into some other videos. If you want to see a video where I talk about our database system and how we cultivate that communication, put database system in the comments and I'll send you the video with that link and information. But for this, the purpose of this video, understand that if you have the right system in place and you have people helping you to schedule showings and do some documents and input listings, if you had some people helping you with some of the admin stuff, that gives you more time to talk to your clients and connect and build trust. Or even people in the marketplace who aren't buying or selling now. It helps you connect with them through conversations, giving them good information. That builds trust so when they are ready, they come to you. That is the magic pill. And I promise you this, there has never been a greater separator in history because most agents, most businesses, let's be honest, are looking at this the opposite way, right? How many of you have tried to call your doctor or a cell phone company and you're just automated? You want to talk to a real person and they're just automating you with AI bots and questionnaires and press this button or say this, and you just want to break your phone, right? Is that the way you want to run your real estate business? You be the person that gives them the human connection. And that is the biggest separator in a world where everyone is trying to automate and avoid that. So the key is create the systems to allow you the time with human connection. So if you need help with this, don't be shy, call, text, email. I'm happy to have a quick intro call and analyze what you're doing that's working and not, to see if we can set up some simple systems that'll give you a little bit more time to do the work that matters most. Remember, it's not just doing it once. It's creating the system that allows you to be consistent with this 5 days a week that really starts to move the needle in your business. Hope this helps.